Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Pallavi, Assistant Professor of Management. Today we are going to discuss about research process. In previous videos we have discussed about meaning, definition, objectives, characters, research approaches, scope of research and research type as well. So today in this video we are going to talk about research process. Okay, let us begin with the session. Research process. A process is nothing but it is a steps which we have to follow. Any researcher or a person who wants to do research has to follow while doing research. Okay, so it is like step-by-step procedure which any person has to follow. That is all research is about. Research process is about. Okay, it's very simple. Let us discuss it with the example. Research process has this following steps. Okay, which are those? First step would be identifying and defining the research problem, reviewing the literature, formulating the hypothesis, research design, carry out the research process or collecting the data, preparing the research result, or we call it as analysis of an interpretation. Finally, reporting your research finding or report writing, what we call it as. Okay, so if you put these steps in a pictorial format, that would look like this. Okay, so this is the picture, okay, of the research. Okay, now first step what we have seen in the research process, identifying the problem, or we can call it as a defining the problem, or identifying the problem or defining the problem. This is the first step. Then that will lead to a second step, that is review of literature. So review of literature can be done in two ways, where we can review the concepts and the theories, or we can review the previous researchers which happened in whatever the problem we have identified. Okay, we can review the concepts and the theories related to the topic, or we can review the previous researchers which has already happened. So it is A and B. We can make use of both the methods to collect the review the to review the literature. Then third comes, after reviewing your literature, you will find out certain gap, then you will formulate the hypothesis. This also includes the formulation of the objective. Okay, objective and hypothesis of the research would be we will formulating. Okay, this is the third step. After everything is ready, your problem or area of study is identified, then you have reviewed the literature, and now you know what is my topic, and now you have formulated the hypothesis and the objective of the research also. Now after this you will start the research, the main part of the research, that is you decide about the design of the research. Means suitable research design would be identified for our particular area or problem under study. There are different type of research designs which we will discuss in the further classes. So after that, fourth step would be deciding about the research design. In that research design, we'll decide about the way of collecting data. We decide about the method of sampling, data collection, what kind of analysis is applicable. So when we decide about it, then we put that into a action. That we have decided how to collect the data. Once the sampling is done, then we collect the data as a fifth step. Then sixth steps would be, after collecting your data, you have to analyze the data and interpret the data, and you have to test this data against the hypothesis which we have formulated in our third step. Okay, then the seventh step would be interpretation, and we can say reporting it eighth step, or we can say 7 and 8 are the combinedly interpreting the data, that is you're giving suggestions, conclusions, findings. Then you're putting that in a oral report, or in a written report. Okay, there are different types of report which is applicable to your research method. You can use it and you can report your all the researches. Okay, here F means feed forward, or it is a function of providing evaluation, means it is feedback. If you are analyzing data and if your analysis is not going in a well structured manner, or it is going out of control, means we have to go back to our research design and think that research design is selected improperly. Okay, then there is a feedback from report to the definition, the problem definition or identification. Then there is a feedback to the interpretation and report to the your research problem. Let us discuss the stages step by step. Okay, first step we will take the identify or defining the problem. You have to understand one thing. Problem is not actually a problem in research. Whenever we are talking about the problem in research, means it is not an actual problem. Problem is the subject or a people, person, object, or any area of interested thing which we want to know or get information about. Okay, problem is not an actual problem. In business, problem is, if you take an example of business study, problem is not like declining of sales or declining of demand or no demand for your product or declining of your production, absenteeism, turnover. These are not research problems. A research problem is not actually a problem. Research problem is an area of study or the the thing which we want to study about. Okay, so first we have to identify. Okay, that might be a some area where the management want to take decision, or some area where there is an uncomfortability is happening, or there is an area where we want to explore new facts and findings about the particular thing. Okay, research problem could be that. So, for example, absenteeism, low production, this can be a research, these are the problems, okay, for the business. Those problems can be converted into the research problem, researchable problems, okay. All problems cannot be a researchable problem. You have to keep it at that mind, okay. So, first step is to identify the problem, okay. Then research problem as a problem, some kind of, we want to acquire some kind of knowledge or information, or you have to formulate the question first. Okay, what has to be researched, or what is the thing which we want to know or identify or to gather the knowledge or information about. Okay, so we have to focus upon that question. Next, going further to understand more about research problem. A research problem is a statement. Okay, it is a statement. Always research problem is in the form of statement. It is not like absenteeism or turnover rate or low production. No, it is not like that. That are the uneasiness in the business. Okay, so for that we have to, management has to take the decision regarding that. So that decision regarding that should convert it into researchable problem. So it should be always in the statement format. So research problem is a statement about area of concern or a condition that can be improved, like absenteeism. Okay, it is a area of concern or a condition for the management, right? So that how we have to improve or how we have to eliminate the difficulty for that problem or the trouble of the that situation, we have to understand. Okay, that might exist in this problem or concern, or this kind of trouble that might not only be specifically existed in the experiment. It can also be existed in literature or theory or any model or any guidelines or any practices. Okay, in social science disciplines, the problem is typically a question. What are the, like that, the questions, those questions are the research problems. Okay, so research problem will not guide us what to do, how to do. It is just a statement. Okay, I want to tell you in more simplified way. For the students, your research problem is nothing but your title of the project report or your title of the research paper, right? It is always will be in, on the statement format. Always you put a statement like a study on so and so, a comparative study on so and so. So that is your research problem. Okay. Now let us take an example how research problem, what would be the research problem. I'll write here how to convert business problems. Say for example, I want to know about the how advertising is impacting on the consumer behavior. So I would write the research problem as a study on a simple research problem. Okay, a study on impact of advertising. Let us take online advertising, which is more suitable in this time. Online advertisement, a study on impact of online advertisement on consumer behavior towards product X of brand Y. Okay, there is a brand Y, so they are selling product X. So they want to know the impact of online advertising on consumer buying behavior. This is your problem. Okay. So there is no uneasiness or is there any no trouble for the management. Just they want to identify or just they want to know the facts about the how the online advertisement is impacting the buying behavior of the customers. So here I repeat, the problem is not exactly the problem. Okay, problem is a statement where we have to study the our to know about or to find out the fact or to take decision upon. Okay, it is not a exact problem. So remember this uh, problem statement. We will use this for the next and to understand the next stages also. Next comes the review the literature. So literature is available. Okay, your literature is nothing but books, journals, online readings. Okay, there are some publications, newspapers, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so all the printed or online materials which are available for you to go through. So the review of literature can be done in two category. One is reviewing the exact literature like concepts, theories, models. Okay. Second one is reviewing the existing or previously done researchers. Okay, previously done researchers on the same topic. Now our topic was this one, right? A study on a study on impact of online advertisement on consumer behavior towards the product X of brand product Y. So here, first thing I want to know, I want to do the research about this topic means I want to know about the concepts and theories related to consumer behavior and how the advertisement, what are the various different types of advertisement are there, what is an online advertisement, how online advertisement is done, what is consumer behavior, what are the factors which are going to influence the consumer behavior, what is the amount of influence of advertisement on the consumer behavior rather than other factors. These theories, concepts, all we go to a library, pick up a book of marketing or pick up a book of consumer behavior, you study the concept, go to any marketing management company, they take their previous data and you study how the behavior is affected. That is called as concept theories and models. review of literature. The second thing comes the very important thing for the researchers, for students doing project work or scholars doing their doctoral research. What they'll do is they will go and search for the existing researchers which is already there on the same topic. The same topic might be, it should not be related to product X of brand Y. It might be product Z of product N, brand N. Okay, but the topic should be online impact of advertisement on consumer behavior, or impact of online advertisement on consumer behavior, online advertisement impact on customers. This kind of research paper would be already, or thesis which are already carried out by various scholars, and they will publish in various sources including a Google Scholar or Google. If you type exactly the same thing, okay, instead of product X of brand Y, you can take any product of any brand, you type it in Google or Google Scholar, you will find many research papers, theses which are already available, which have who have already done research on these topics. So we have to study that to understand more specifically about our research. Why we have to do the review literature means to find out the gap. Okay, why we have to do the review of literature is to find out the gap, research gap. When we find out this research gap, we will go to the next stage. Okay, the research gap is nothing but which is already researchers which have already done in the particular topic, in the same topic, and what is that aspect which is missing out, or what is that different angle you want to study about that particular topic. Okay, so that is your research gap. Your research gap, after review of literature, you will find out the research gap. That research gap will help you in formulating hypothesis and objectives. Okay, you'll find out the different variables, like in advertising, you like frequency of advertising. Advertising is through online means what is the content of advertising. Some kind of variables you will identify after the research gap. So you formulate the objective. After formulating your two or one, actually it is good to have one objective. If it is two also, okay. If it is going more than two means it is quite difficult to study for a single topic. Okay, so when you find out your objective, then you formulate the hypothesis. Students, in the first video I have discussed, hypothesis is nothing but assumption you are making about the possible result. Let us make the assumption for this topic, okay, which is that a study on impact of advertisement on online advertisement on consumer behavior towards product X of brand Y. Okay, so let us make two hypotheses here. The hypothesis one, I'll say that there is a significant impact of online advertisement on consumer behavior. Okay, then I'll write the second hypothesis, or null hypothesis we call it as. There is no significant impact of online advertisement on consumer behavior. Okay, I formulated two hypotheses depending upon my topic now. Okay, hypothesis is an assumption. There is an impact. One hypothesis says that there is an impact. Null hypothesis says that there is no impact. So we have to prove this or disprove this. Okay, we have to prove there is an impact, or we have to disprove there is a no impact. Okay, so that is what your out of your objective you will formulate the hypothesis. Okay, hypothesis is nothing but assumption or possible result which can become. So after getting the different variables, hypothesis, after formulating hypothesis statements, we have to test that hypothesis. That will happen in the further stages of the research process. How you have to develop a hypothesis? We have to keep these things in mind. We have to discuss with the experts. We have to check the available records or available materials. Literature review is very important before formulating hypothesis. Then we have to explore the facts and information ourselves. Our researchers has to explore the facts and information themselves to before formulating the hypothesis. Okay, once your objective problem statement is done, your research is going in the right form. After formulating your problem, then you have to go for the literature review. Okay, then you have to formulate the hypothesis after formulating objectives. Next, hypothesis is done. Okay. Now we are ready with what is my objective and what is the possible answer I could get from out of my topic or area of concern study. Then I have to decide about the research design. Okay. So research design is answers the how to conduct and choosing a research design. There are different kind of research designs which we will discuss in the further videos, coming videos. There is a descriptive, experimental, causal research. There are different kind of research available, research designs are available. So we have to select the exact research design which is applicable for our area of study. Okay. In research design, we also call it as a research methodology. In that, we select the sampling method or sampling technique, sample size. Okay. Or business researchers or social science researchers, it plays a very important role. There are probability and non-probability sampling techniques are there, which are all the steps are your chapters, different chapters. We are going to study everything in detail. There are probability, whether we have to select a probability sampling or a non-probability sampling. What should be the sampling size? What is the population? Okay, so deciding about the sample technique, deciding about your data collection technique. Okay, data collection technique, data collection tool. Okay, what kind of tool we have to use to collect the data. So, or deciding about all this is called as research design. Okay, so whether we have to go for experimental survey or an interview, which technique we have to select for data collection, which probability or non-probability sampling we have to select for the sampling method. So all these studies, whether it is a case study we are going to do, or an experimental research we are going to do, or in a causal research we are going to do. So deciding about our design, it is like outline of your research design. Okay, research, that is about research design. Now comes to the actual thing which we are going to do. Now our sample is ready for this topic, impact of online advertisement. Say for example, I'll collect sample size. I have selected 100. Okay, a sampling technique I have selected as random sampling. No, purposive sampling or judgmental sampling. Both are applicable for this. Okay, judgmental sampling. Okay. Now what I do, I have decided 100 people I have to collect the data through. I have the data collection tool is a questionnaire which I have formulated through Google Forms. Okay, nowadays because of this pandemic and all, Google Forms would be used as a questionnaire to collect the data. So the questionnaire is ready. The tool of collecting data is ready. Now I have selected the sample also 100 people. And the sampling is judgmental sampling or a purposive sampling, because these 100 people I am selecting personally, so that I know that these people are going to do the online shopping, or they are the people who are more with the internet on interact with the internet, so that they would be watching online advertisement more. So that's why I have selected these 100 people by my own opinion, and I have listed out this 100 people. Now I'm going to send the questionnaire through Google form to these 100 people. So that is about your collecting the data. Okay. If it is not a pandemic, if you're not situation, or if it is like a, you can collect the data from physical format also. You personally meet this 100 people, hand over the questionnaire, or interview them, direct interview, indirect interview, telephonic interview, survey, census. Many methods are there to collect the data. So there are primary data collection, which is like interview is there, telephonic interview is there, questionnaire, collecting data through questionnaire, Google Forms, online emailing. So these are the different kind of methods. Secondary method or data collection method is which is already available data. Somebody would have, like you're collecting data through newspaper, online newsletters, or journals or books. So this is those are called as secondary data, which you can use in your research study. Okay. Next, I want to after collecting the data, I've got the result. I've collected 100 sample, 100 people have responded to my Google form and have given their answers. Now I have to analyze the data. It is a concrete data, right? It starts with the name to the critical questions like whether the advertisement frequency is impacting you in buying, or it is intuition giving an urge for you to buying the product X. So that kind of critical questions, a simple questions to demographic information to a critical questions could be they have been answered by your respondents or your sample. So that is it is there available with you. Now you have to analyze that data. Say for example, a simple example I'll give. Out of 100, you want to know how many male and female respondents are there. So out of 100, you know that there are 30 female and 40 male are there. And after this, you want to know the age of your respondents. It might be like, I would say it's from 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50, 50 and above if you're collecting like this. Okay. If you're collecting data like this. Now you have to, analyze this data, interpret the data, male, female, male. Okay. With this, you can understand that, male respondents, sorry, 30, this is 70. The male respondents have been interacting with interaction with the internet is more. That's why they are, more prone to watch online advertisements. Okay. Now, I like that age-wise, or the question like whether the frequency of advertisement is affecting. Okay, frequency of advertisement is making you to buy the product. Okay, so it is like yes or no. Say for example, okay, yes been said by 35 people, no has been said by the 65 people. So you put it in the graph. Yes, no, like 35, 65 like that. Okay, so now your analysis depending upon you used in various statistical method, this numbering, categorizing the data, or you're presenting through graph. This is a statistical method. You can use mathematical or statistical tool to analyze your data. After analyzing what you do, this part what we have done, that this is the interpretation which will give you the findings, how many male or female are watching online advertisement, or how many people under the age group are watching online advertisement, whether the online advertisement frequency is affecting the buying behavior of the consumer or not. So you have put it in a statistical format, and you have made it come out with an interpretation, and you have come up with the findings, and you will give the suggestions. Now, after doing everything, by deciding your problem, by reviewing the literature, by deciding, by formulating the hypothesis and objective, by deciding about your sample and data collection methods, after collecting the data from the selected sample, after analyzing an interpretation, you have find out the suggestion and everything. So you have to write it or present it somewhere, right? So you're writing or presenting whether you are orally doing the report, or oral reports are some small incidents or some small problems, business problems or small problems, a day or two or an hour related problems can be orally presented. But when you're conducting a research for years or a month, or a problem of the study under study is having a comprehensive uh, methods, then it should be in the form of written reports. Okay, so written reports, there is an outline, like it goes from introduction to your bibliography. Tabulation would be there. There is a different chapterization would be there. So all these things you will go through, and you will write a report which is, it should be understood by everyone, legible and understandable to the people who are you are addressing today. Okay, so writing your entire thing from your identification of problem to the your findings and suggestions, that is called as reporting your research finding. So this is about, you can publish this report, or you can use this report for your doctoral studies. You can use this report for your MBA or BBA project submissions. Okay, so that projects are your reports. BBA or MBA projects are your report, or a PhD thesis is a report, or a research article or a paper is a report, or an essay or case study is a report, or whatever you have studied, you put it in a written format, which is presented or published for the concerned people. Okay, this is about research report. So in research report, we identify the problem. Related to the problem, we review the literature, existing articles or research papers, or the concepts or theories. Then we formulate the hypothesis, that is the assumption of possible result. Okay, then we decide the research design, which type of research we are going to conduct, what is the sample size, sampling method, data collection tool, data method. Okay, then we collect actual data through questionnaire, interview, or online format, or any other format. Then after collecting the data, we analyze and interpret it. We use the statistical or mathematical tools to analyze the data and interpret the data. We find, we write as a suggestion and findings. Then we put all this together as a report. We write all this together as a report to present it to somebody, or to publish, or for an academic purpose. This is all about your research process. Okay, I hope you have understood the research process. Thank you for listening to my lecture. For more updates on commerce and management subjects, please subscribe my channel. Thank you, one and all.